The Day My Cat Lost Her Mind. Written by Samar Al-Wakil. Illustrated by Shahrukh Busnak. Read by Anisa Jannatin Hasanah. Published by Let's Read the Asia Foundation. I'll tell you a story, my friends. I had a very tough day at school yesterday. It happens to everybody. Surely you've had days like this. I went back home tired and I really wanted to see my cat, April, but I never expected what I saw. My cat wasn't there. I searched for it everywhere you could think of. I searched here and there, but I didn't find her anywhere. Did she go out of the window? But the window is shut. Oh no! Could she be kidnapped? I was about to call the police to help me find my cat, but suddenly a box appeared as it slowly pushed itself towards me. I screamed, "Who is moving this box? Who is inside it?" Then I heard the meowing of my cat. Meow! I hurried to open the box while I yelled, "April, my dear cat, I finally found you." But April didn't reply her usual way. In fact, she replied so weirdly, "Who is April? I'm not April. I'm a Schrödinger cat. Meow." I didn't understand a word of what she said. I told her, "You are April, my dear cat, my little friend with orange fur. Don't you remember?" She looked at me and shook her little head, saying, "No." Let me admit this, my friends. I was about to cry. My cat totally lost her mind. But guess what? April still had more unusual surprises. She said, "It seems that you didn't understand yet. I am Schrödinger cat. I'm both dead and alive at the same time. Meow." Then she gestured with her claws and said, "Come." She opened the box to show me what was inside and explained that this box has a very precise system. It also has a bottle of poison. Then she continued explaining, saying, "If this system works and the bottle breaks, I'll die straight away. But if it didn't break, I'll remain alive." April entered the box and closed it. From inside, her voice said, "Did you see? Am I alive or dead? You won't even know the answer. That's why I'm both." I replied, "But how are you talking then?" Her voice was sharp and she said, "I'll stop talking and then let me know if you know if I'm dead or alive, genius." Silence prevailed. I didn't hear anything but my breath. After a while, I started to get worried. Is this poison real? Does she have enough oxygen inside? What if something bad happens to her? I couldn't bear waiting anymore. So I gently said, "April, are you okay?" She didn't reply. Only extreme silence prevailed. So I decided to wait until all this was over. So I repeated my question. "Flounder's cat, are you alive?" "No," April yelled. "Schrödinger, didn't she study anything at school?" I laughed and thanked God she's okay. But my laughter disturbed April, who peeped up with her little head and furrowed her brows as she said, "You must have studied Schrödinger cat theory at school. Try to remember." I tried to remember, but I couldn't. I was embarrassed as I replied, "I don't know anything about it." April quickly jumped and said, "Look at this box with me. It has a radiant substance. If a particle comes out of it, the system will work. The The bottle will break and I'll die straight away, but if it doesn't, I'll stay alive." Then she began licking her fur with her tongue and said, "But because no one can see what is going on inside the box, I'll be both dead and alive at the same time. Meow." "What is this poor cat saying? I told her that if I'm sleeping on my bed, I'll be sleeping on my bed, and I won't bother if someone opens the door or not." April laughed and shook her head as if she was talking to a child. She said, "You are right in many aspects. What happens doesn't change by observation. But you see, beneath things such as particles and atoms, there are different rules, like quantum physics, for example." I tried my best to understand and I wanted to say something smart, but I said nothing except, "What?" April narrowed her eyes, so I knew that she lost her patience and temper. I decided to try harder to understand. I'm a big boy, and she's only a cat that lost her mind, and I have to save her. I asked her to re-explain, and so she did. Then she said, "Only observation will sum up the experiment. Do you understand now?" I excitedly said, "Yes, Schrödinger cat, I did. What do you think? I'll be the observer. We'll see what happens to you." April refused because she was so happy with her complex situation. She wanted to stay like this forever, but I wanted to go back to my normal life. I was in a real dilemma. But don't worry, it was due to my marvelous powers of persuasion that April accepted the experiment. April entered the box and closed it. I waited for a few minutes. Do you think April will come back to me? I really wished so. I opened the box quickly and I found her. But do you know how I found her? She was looking at me and I screamed without thinking, "Schrödinger cat, you are alive! What a miracle!" Schrödinger. April jumped to cuddle me and a tear came running out of my eyes. I would have to wait longer to see if it was really April. Then I sat quietly looking at her as I waited if it was April or a Schrödinger cat. April said, "Won't we play together, Rose? Where's my food?" I jumped out of happiness. April is finally back. I fed her, then we ran together to laugh and play until it was dark. Then we went to bed. Our faces had the broadest smile ever. And that, my friends, is how I got my dear cat April back. Where is my box? I'm a Schrödinger cat. Meow.